What is fast food? Fast food refers to food that is prepared and served quickly, often through standardized processes in dedicated outlets. It is characterized by efficiency, affordability, and mass production, enabling consumers to obtain meals swiftly during their busy daily routines. Examples of fast food: burgers and sandwiches, quick assembled ingredients in a bun; pizza, often sold by the slice or delivered fast; fried chicken, items like wings, tenders, and nuggets; French fries, a quintessential side dish; hot dogs and tacos. Indian street food offers a vibrant taste of the country's culinary diversity, yet many popular items have a reputation for being unhealthy due to preparation methods and ingredients. Let's examine some common examples. 1. Biryani. While biryani is traditionally a celebratory dish, many street variants are prepared with generous. Biryani is quick, ready-to-eat version, often uses excessive fat and may even rely on reused cooking oil, which breaks down into harmful compounds when overheated. The high caloric count and saturated fat can turn an otherwise enticing meal into a health hazard when enjoyed regularly. 2. Chicken roll. A favorite among busy urbanites, the chicken roll typically features spicy, sometimes deep-fried chicken wrapped in a paratha or a similar flatbread. Vendors often add rich sauces loaded with fats, salt, and artificial additives to boost flavor quickly. The combination of processed chicken, heavy sauces, and excessive oil can contribute to high cholesterol levels and an increased risk of cardiovascular issues over time. 3. Chow mein, the Indian take on stir-fried noodles, applies more oil than its traditional counterpart. Street vendors frequently fry noodles with generous amounts. Pani puri or golgappa, gupchup, consists of crisp, deep-fried puris filled with pulses and doused in tangy, spicy-flavored water. The puris themselves, being deep-fried, carry high fat content. Additionally, the flavored water sometimes fails strict hygiene checks. 5. Other oily foods. Beyond these specific items, a range of other street foods like samosas, kachoris, vadas, and pakoras are often prepared using deep-frying techniques. These foods are celebrated for their crunch and flavor. However, they are laden with trans fats and saturated fats. Over time, such ingredients can contribute to weight gain, obesity, and chronic diseases like heart disease. Conclusion: Indian street foods, with their irresistible flavors and affordability, play a significant role in everyday life and cultural traditions. Nonetheless, the methods of preparation, especially the reliance on deep frying, excessive oils, and
spread consumption of street fast junk food across diverse groups in India, children, adults, and women alike, is rooted in a blend of cultural, economic, and social factors. Ubiquitous availability and convenience. Street food in India is everywhere, from bustling urban streets to quieter suburban roads. Vendors are typically positioned in easily accessible spots, making a quick, flavorful bite almost unavoidable. For working adults pressed for time, students between classes, and even homemakers juggling various responsibilities, these readily available options provide timely sustenance. The ease of access means that, regardless of age or gender, people often favor the convenience of grabbing a snack that fits into their busy schedules. One of the major draws of street fast food is its low cost. In a country where budget constraints can influence daily choices, the affordability of these foods makes them an attractive option for a wide spectrum of the population. Whether it's a child enjoying a spicy snack after school or an adult seeking a quick, inexpensive meal during a lunch break, low prices ensure that fast food remains accessible to almost everyone, irrespective of their economic background. The explosive flavors, rich spices, tangy sauces, and crisp textures are a key reason why these foods are so enticing. Street vendors perfect the art of balancing sweet, spicy, and savory notes, creating dishes that stand out in a crowded culinary landscape. This sensory overload is particularly attractive to children, whose taste receptors are highly responsive to bold flavors, as well as to adults who have grown accustomed to the intense sensory experience. Women, though often more conscious about dietary choices, can also be drawn in by the occasional indulgence or the social context of sharing these vibrant foods. Eating street food is embedded deeply in Indian culture. It's not just about the food, it's about the experience. Family outings, friendly gatherings, and even solo adventures often include stops at popular street food stalls. This social aspect makes it an enjoyable ritual rather than merely a way to satisfy hunger. As a result, whether it's the youthful enthusiasm of children, the pragmatic needs of the working adult, or the occasional treat for women, street food fulfills a cultural role that transcends its nutritional shortcomings. Street vendors are skilled at drawing customers in by setting up visually appealing stalls and using aromatic spices that captivate passers-by. Such marketing tactics foster impulse buying. Children are particularly susceptible to peer influence in these environments, where the sheer fun and novelty of the experience can overshadow any health concerns. Adults, too, often give in to the charm of a well-prepared dish after a long day, while women might find themselves incorporated into these social food rituals. For many, these foods provide a quick burst of energy, especially during hectic days. The high-calorie content can momentarily satiate hunger and provide the energy needed to get through demanding schedules, even if it compromises long-term health. This immediate gratification often outweighs the distant possibility of negative health outcomes, which might explain the cross-generational appeal. The popularity of street fast food among children, adults, and women in India can be traced to its unmatched convenience, affordability, taste, cultural significance, and tactical marketing. In a fast-paced, budget-conscious environment, these foods provide immediate satisfaction and an enjoyable social experience, making them hard to resist despite the known long-term health risks. Long-term consumption of fast food and street junk food, often high in unhealthy fats, sodium, refined sugars, and preservatives, can pave the way for a host of serious health issues. Below is an exploration of some diseases and conditions linked to such eating habits. Consistently consuming calorie-dense junk food leads to an excess calorie intake, resulting in weight gain and the accumulation of visceral fat. Over time, this can develop into obesity, a condition that not only affects appearance but also has profound health consequences. Obesity often accompanies metabolic syndrome, a constellation of conditions that includes high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, abnormal cholesterol levels, and increased triglycerides. This syndrome significantly raises the risk for cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. Many fast foods and street snacks are prepared with an abundance of trans fats and saturated fats, which can contribute to plaque buildup in the arteries, a process known as atherosclerosis. Elevated levels of cholesterol and high blood pressure, common in those who frequently consume salty, fried foods, further stress the cardiovascular system. Over time, this increases the risk of serious events like heart attacks and stroke. Regular exposure to these unhealthy dietary patterns can also lead to long-term weakening of the heart muscle and circulation problems. High intakes of refined carbohydrates and sugars, which are common in many fast food offerings, can lead to spikes in blood sugar levels. Repeated spikes, combined with an overall high-calorie diet, foster insulin resistance, a hallmark of type 2 diabetes. Over time, the body's ability to regulate blood sugar diminishes, paving the way for chronic high blood sugar levels, which can damage blood vessels and nerves throughout the body. NAFLD is characterized by the abnormal accumulation of fat in the liver not associated with alcohol consumption. Diets rich in unhealthy fats, particularly from deep-fried and overprocessed foods, play a significant role in the development of this condition. Persistently high fat consumption can lead to inflammation and scarring, fibrosis, in the liver. If unchecked, NAFLD may progress to non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, NASH, cirrhosis, and even liver failure. The high sodium content in fast food and street snacks can drive up blood pressure over time. Chronic high blood pressure, hypertension, strains the cardiovascular system and increases the risk of heart disease, kidney disease, and stroke. The combination of excess salt intake and an abundance of unhealthy fats forms a dangerous dietary pattern that can undermine overall vascular health. Regular consumption of processed, oily foods may contribute to gastrointestinal distress such as acid reflux, bloating, and irregular bowel movements. Additionally, the additives and preservatives present in many fast foods can disturb the gut microbiome, potentially weakening the immune system. Moreover, the inflammatory response triggered by these foods can become chronic, laying the groundwork for an array of diseases, including autoimmune disorders and even certain cancers. Beyond these specific diseases, a diet centered on fast and junk food can lead to chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout the body, a risk factor that underlies many chronic conditions. The cumulative effect of these dietary choices can result in overall diminished quality of life and increased susceptibility to illness as one ages. While the convenience and tempting flavors of fast food and street junk food are undeniable, these benefits come at a steep cost when consumed in excess over long periods. Each of these health issues, from obesity and heart disease to type 2 diabetes and liver disorders, serves as a sobering reminder of the impact our food choices can have on our long-term health. Recognizing these risks is an important first step toward making more informed, healthier dietary decisions that can reduce the likelihood of these chronic conditions developing. Controlling fast food addiction. Breaking free from the lure of fast food requires both personal commitment and systemic change. Strategies include mindful eating. Being aware of what you eat can help reduce impulsive fast food choices. Healthy meal planning. Prepping nutritious meals at home can provide alternatives when hunger strikes. Nutritional education. Understanding the harmful effects of excessive fast food consumption empowers better decision-making. Community and support programs. Initiatives that promote healthful eating habits can provide the structure needed to overcome addiction. Health is wealth. Embracing a healthy lifestyle. Parents can play a transformative role in guiding children away from junk food by engaging them in positive, empowering ways rather than resorting to bans or strict prohibitions. Here are several practical strategies that can help. Children learn a great deal from what they observe. Parents who regularly choose healthy meals and snacks demonstrate the benefits of nutritious eating without having to lecture. When kids see their parents savor fruit, vegetables, and balanced meals, they are more likely to follow suit. Rather than simply advising against junk food, model healthy behavior consistently. Convert nutrition lessons into stories or interactive sessions. Explain to children, in age-appropriate language, how junk foods are like a fickle fuel that may taste good momentarily but doesn't give the body the energy it really needs. Use simple analogies, like comparing junk food to empty batteries, to illustrate why whole, nutritious foods act like premium fuel that keeps us strong and active. This kind of storytelling not only informs but also sparks curiosity about health. Involve children in food-related activities such as grocery shopping, meal planning, or simple cooking projects. By letting them help prepare meals, parents can introduce them to colorful, healthy ingredients and empower them with the idea that good food is both fun and rewarding. When kids help assemble a homemade pizza loaded with vegetables or create refreshing fruit salads, they develop a kinship with healthy food that junk food simply cannot offer. Instead of outright banning junk food, which can sometimes make forbidden items more appealing, set consistent boundaries. Schedule regular meals and snacks that are nutritionally balanced. Allow the occasional treat, so that children learn moderation rather than developing a rebellion against strict rules. This balanced approach can reduce the allure of forbidding junk food and turn healthy habits into a natural part of daily life. Encourage healthy choices with positive reinforcement. Compliment and reward children when they opt for nutritious snacks over processed alternatives. For example, you might praise their decision, celebrate their creative take on a healthy recipe, or even plan a fun family activity as a reward for making good food choices. Additionally, negotiate alternatives instead of forcing abstinence. For example, comparing a crisp, homemade veggie chip with the processed version can open dialogue about taste, texture, and health benefits. Reduce the availability of junk food at home. When healthy options are always in reach, like fruits, nuts, and whole grain snacks, children will naturally gravitate toward them. Maintaining a home environment where healthy choices are the easy choices helps negate external influences like media or peer pressure that often promote junk food. Recognize that children's stubbornness often reflects their desire for control and independence. Instead of imposing rules unilaterally, engage them in conversations about food choices. Ask open-ended questions like, "What do you think makes food healthy?" Or "How does it feel when you are full of energy after a good meal?" Such discussions give children a voice in their own health journey, making them more receptive to parental guidance. Highlight the benefits of healthy eating in ways children can appreciate, be it improved energy for outdoor games, better concentration at school, or a brighter mood. Celebrate small successes, and remind them that every healthy choice plays a part in a long-term plan for a vibrant, energetic life. By combining these strategies, parents can gently steer their children toward healthier eating habits without triggering resistance. This multifaceted approach not only provides information but also builds a lasting relationship with food, transforming mealtime into an opportunity for learning, exploration, and shared family joy. Ultimately, nurturing a healthy lifestyle is one of the greatest investments one can make. Switching from a diet rich in fast food to one centered on whole foods and balanced nutrition can vastly improve overall well-being. Regular physical activity, mindful eating, and a commitment to self-care are the pillars of a long, fulfilling life. Embracing the mantra "health is wealth" encourages both individuals and communities to prioritize well-being over convenience. Conclusion. Fast food encapsulates the modern drive for convenience, yet its long-term impact on health paints a cautionary tale. While it satisfies a quick need, its ready availability and addictive nature contribute to significant health challenges, such as obesity, fatty liver disease, and metabolic disorders. Recognizing these risks and implementing both personal changes and government regulations can pave the way for a healthier society. In the end, the choice is clear. By valuing health as our most precious asset, we empower ourselves to lead more vibrant